Hello and welcome to the Flourishing Center podcast. I'm Emiliya Zhivotovskaya, your host and founder of the Flourishing Center. We are training the change agents of the world and equipping them with research-based tools for healthy, happy, and successful living. And we're so grateful that you're here.
This is your Flourishing Friday, where every Friday we bring you a positive psychology-based life hack that will help you to thrive. We look at real-life application of positive psychology while giving you different strategies, tips, and steps to put the science into practice.
Thanks for listening, and let's dive in. Hello, everybody. Today's Flourishing Friday is a question written in by Mary Kate from Syracuse, New York. She says, I've been struggling with implementing the habit of meditation into my day-to-day practice. I know a bit about habit forming, and I've made pitfall plans in the past, but the habit has not stuck for more than a week or so. Though I do meditate semi-regularly, I view it as another thing on my to-do list versus something I look forward to doing. I know my mindset needs to change, but that's proven easier said than done. Thanks for writing in, Mary Kate. I know that many people listening to this might be in similar positions. As more and more information comes out about the benefit of meditation, more and more people are looking to adapt this practice into their life, which is an amazing thing. And meditation, by definition, is a muscle that we strengthen. We're strengthening our ability to concentrate and to focus our mind on a sense of stillness, a sense of calm, and a single point of focus is not what our brain has evolved to enable us to do. My dog does it incredibly well because she is an animal. She's a mammal that lacks the prefrontal cortex capacity to think too far into the future or remember too much about her past. So other animals, non-human animals, tend to live entirely in the present moment. Whereas we as human beings, we don't find this thing called meditation easy. And this is why it is really helpful to form a habit around meditating, which I celebrate you wanting to do. And it's not an easy thing to do because we as evolutionarily wired creatures are wired to want to do things that feel good, that taste good, and that give us immediate gratification or immediate benefit. And meditation can be something that definitely feels good after you do it, but it's very hard to prioritize in our mind compared to all of the other things that might give us a short-term benefit. So making it a priority is definitely difficult. And I would just love to share some of my journey with you. So I first came across the teachings on the benefit of meditation when I was 18 years old. And so for the past 16 years, I've been trying to make meditation a habit myself. And it took a while, for many, many years, to definitely commit to the place where I said, meditation is important and I want to try to do it every day. And for most of those years, it was on again, off again, on again, off again. And like you, would sometimes not get more than a week of being consistent with my meditation practice. And I was so envious of some of my other friends who just made it look so easy, or at least they talked about it so easily. I have one friend who keeps his meditation cushion right by his bed. And so he literally rolls out of bed and onto his meditation cushion. Now, I don't know about you, but I usually get out of bed and go to the bathroom first thing in the morning. And then sometimes would try to get myself back on the cushion and would try all these different primers, such as putting my meditation cushion in the same route to the bathroom in the morning. So I literally would have to hit into my meditation cushion and try to meditate first thing in the morning. I've tried meditating in the evening, thinking maybe meditation in the morning wasn't a good fit for me. I've tried what you have tried, what you beautifully refer to as pitfall planning. And so those of you listening, pitfall plans are things that we know in research help us to be more successful in achieving our goals. They're called pitfall plans, or sometimes they're called implementation intentions. And so the pitfall planning is you kind of think of what might get in the way of you meeting this goal. And so you create a plan around it. So if I miss my morning meditation practice, then I will. Or if I don't feel like meditating, then I will. And so pitfall plans can be helpful. However, oftentimes they can also not be enough. And what is actually helped me. And so for the past 2 months, I can tell you that I have meditated most of the days of the month, not all the days of the month, but nearly all of the days of the month, and can offer some strategies that I think have been helpful for me, and maybe will get the ball spinning for some things that might be helpful for you. So the first was an aha moment that I had a couple of years ago in meditation, actually, where I realized that what I do on the cushion is what I do off the cushion. And what that means to me is that the way that I view meditation is looking at what research tells us it's really doing for us. Research shows that when we take the time to focus our mind or make attempts at stilling the mind, that we are training our brain in this beautiful art of coming back. And we are building the self-regulation or the willpower of our brain to then translate that over into other behaviors, such as overriding our impulses, overriding impulsive thoughts, overriding impulsive behaviors. There's also a deeply spiritual component to my meditation practice, but oftentimes I'm thinking of meditation as the beautiful art of coming back, strengthening my brain's ability to do that. So as I sit in a meditative position, whether I'm doing a minute of meditating or 20 or 30 minutes of meditating, oftentimes what I'm trying to do is focus my mind on a single point or on an overall awareness of my environment, or sometimes I'll do loving kindness meditation. Regardless what it is, inevitably my mind wanders. And the Buddhist proverb that's always resonated the most with me when it comes to meditation is 1,000 times my mind wandered, and 1,001 times I brought it back. And when I learned that, I realized that meditation wasn't what I thought it was. It wasn't about trying to reach a place of still mind for 20 minutes, something that I'd only been able to achieve for a few seconds anyway, which was a huge relief, because when you're only able to still your mind for a few seconds and you're thinking you need to get 20 minutes worth of a still mind, it was definitely relieving. And that the process of meditation, the training yourself of meditation, is the focus of the practice. And so 1,000 times my mind wanders, 1,000 times I bring it back. And I realize what I do on the cushion is what I do off the cushion. So 1,000 times I've wandered from my practice on a daily basis, and 1,001 times I bring it back. And so I want to celebrate your grappling with making it a habit. And I want to celebrate that so long as you keep finding new ways and new strategies to come back to meditation, then you're doing what you need to do to form the habit. So it's not about finding the perfect habit hack that's going to make meditation a daily practice for you. It's about exploring the process of habit formation and reminding yourself that you're training your brain all along. And what we know about neuroplasticity is that meditation is a powerful practice to ignite the neuroplasticity within our brain to strengthen the regions that give us a sense of control, again, over our impulses. And so every single time your mind wanders and you bring it back, you're starting to grow those dendrites. Every single time you repeat this habit of coming to your meditation practice, you are strengthening those dendrites. And so treat your practice and treat the process of creating a habit with curiosity, with eagerness, with joy. And I think that that is a great recipe for what will make it stick, for what will give you this opportunity to look back and say, wow, I've meditated nearly every single day for the past month. You know what? I've meditated nearly every single day for the past 6 months. Hey, you know what? Meditation is just something that I feel like I just can't wait to do at some point in my day because it really helps me clear my mind. One of my favorite metaphors a yoga teacher once gave me about meditation is he called it mental flossing. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. He said it removes the plaque and the dirt out of your brain. And I thought that was really fun. And so I hope these strategies are helpful for you, and that first and foremost, you have an opportunity to soften into a place of curiosity. What will help you form this habit And recognize that so long as you keep coming back to it, you're forming a habit. You're forming a habit because you are creating those patterns within your brain. And I'll share something with you that came up for me. So last season, I had something come up around my meditation practice that kind of gave me a bit of a block. And at first it was an unconscious block, and then it was kind of a conscious block. And days had gone by, and then weeks had gone by, and now a few months had gone by since I had last really sat down to meditate. And as I was thinking to myself, what is up? It really got me thinking about some existential questions I had around meditation as well. For example, I think of myself as a meditator. But then I thought to myself, well, I'm a meditator that's not meditating. At what point do I stop saying I'm a meditator? And not that I go around saying, hi, my name is Emiliya, I'm a meditator, but meaning saying even to myself, or the way that I think of myself as somebody who meditates. At what point do you say, well, if you say you're a runner, but you're not running, at what point do you say you're no longer a runner? Or if you're a dancer and you don't dance, like how much do you need to run and how much do you need to dance or how much do you need to meditate in order to identify with this? So I was really perplexed. I was perplexed on so many reasons. I was perplexed on why I wasn't able to get myself to do this thing. And I was also perplexed on how am I going to get myself doing this thing and who am I as a human being to begin with? So it was really quite trippy for me. And what I realized I needed to do was I needed to get support from people. And I know myself as a raging extrovert with also very strong introverted tendencies. But I know that I'm someone who's much more likely to do something if I've said I will do it for someone else than I would if I didn't have that accountability. So I teamed up with a dear friend of mine and I said, Rachel, I need your help. I need to get myself meditating. Can I get your accountability support? And what I needed to do was not only just have her kind of bug me and know that I intend on meditating, and she would ask me, have I meditated yet? But we also started off actually blocking off chunks of time where there was something that she wanted to do. She wanted to get herself writing. She already had a meditation practice that was very strong in the morning, and so she didn't really need the support, but she wanted to do this writing thing. So I would say, Rachel, I will let you know when I'm going to meditate, and you tell me when you're going to write, and let's see if we can block off the time and do the same thing at the same time. And that was novel, and that was fun, and that got me doing it. And then a couple of days of doing that, then we just went into like a check-in time that I would just let her know that I've done it. And here we are still to this day. It's been about 2 months and I finally got myself out of my dry spell of meditation back on my cushion. And I celebrate with Rachel and I say, Rachel, I did it today. And she says, awesome. And we've also paired in a fun little activity that if I complete my 30-day straight challenge as I've been intending to, then we're going to do something fun together. So I hope that this is helpful. I hope that you also see a habit in the making in someone like myself, a highly imperfect human being. I wish I could send you off in this podcast and say I meditate every single day for the past 16 years from when I first learned about how beneficial this thing is for me. But instead I tell you I'm an imperfect human who has tried so many strategies. And looking back on it, I can say that meditation has in these 16 years been a staple to my experience, but it hasn't been a linear path. And so I hope this gets you thinking about how you might approach habits in your life and maybe get you meditating too. Because remember, it's about strengthening our brain and strengthening our capacity to bring our focus back. Thanks for listening.
This episode is brought to you by the 5i Change Agent Quiz. Our research shows that there are 5 personality types for people that love to help others. Take this short 20-item test to find out which type you are and download your free roadmap to learn about the obstacles your change agent type faces and how to overcome them. Learn more at theflourishingcenter.com/change agent.
Oh, and P.S. Mary Kate, she wrote in. She had a question. You can do the same. Send a message over to podcast@theflourishingcenter.com, and we would love to hear from you. If there is something that you would like a positive psychology-based life hack for, please write in, and we'll make sure that we get you up onto our podcast. Thanks so much.